morning, everyone. Today is the 27th of December, and I've been 69 years on this earth today. Big 6-9. I would like for you all to remember Robert Lackey in prayer. He's from the Welsh Tract Baptist Church. He fell on the ice and boogered up his knee and his back pretty bad. So let's keep him in our prayers. Glorious things of thee are spoken, Zion, city of our God. He whose word cannot be broken, formed thee for his own abode. On the rock of ages founded, what can shake the sure repose? With salvation wall surrounded, thou mayst smile at all thy foes. See the streams of living waters springing from eternal love. Well supply thy sons and daughters, and all fear of want remove. Blessed inhabitants of Zion, washed in the Redeemer's blood, Jesus whom their souls rely on, make them kings and priests to God. Round each habitation hovering, see the cloud and fire appear, for a glory and a covering, showing that the Lord is near. Thus deriving from their banner light by night and shade by day, thus they feed upon the manna which he gives them when they pray. Savior, if of Zion city I through grace a member am, let the world deride or pity, I will glory in thy name. Fading is the worldling's pleasure, all his boasted pomp and show. Solid joys and lasting treasures, none but Zion's children know. Well, Brother Lackey was saying yesterday that, regardless of what we go through, whether it's falling on the ice, busting up your knee and hurting your back, or whether it's a good thing, God is in it all. All things work together for good to them that love the Lord. Some people think that it's only the good things that work together for good, but all things work together for good, even though sometimes it's hard for us to understand. How could this be for my good? But if we believe the Bible, that's what it says. Show pity, Lord, O Lord, forgive. Let a repenting rebel live. Are not thy mercies large and free? May not a sinner trust in thee? My crimes are great, but don't surpass the power and glory of thy grace. Great God, thy nature hath no bound, so let thy pardoning love be found. Should sudden vengeance seize my breath, I must pronounce thee just in death. And if my soul were sent to hell, thy righteous law approves it well. Yet save a trembling sinner, Lord, whose hope still hovering round thy word, would light on some sweet promise there, some sure support against despair. O depth of mercy, can it be that mercy still reserved for me? And can my God his wrath forbear, and me the chief of sinners spare? Come, all ye chosen saints of God, whose souls are washed in Jesus' blood. Hear what he says, his word is true. My grace sufficient is for you. I am your sure almighty friend, who lovingly loves you to the end. I will be near you and will show my grace sufficient is for you. Why know how numerous are your foes? I know the ways which they oppose. I know their cunning malice too. My grace sufficient is for you. Though Satan tries your souls to ensnare, you're still the objects of my care. You're near my heart, I'll bring you through. My grace sufficient is for you. Do you want proof of this, my love? Calvary survey, then heaven above. See how the ransom millions do. My grace sufficient is for you. I'll guide you safely in the way, through life's dark night to heaven's dark bright day. And then with wonders you shall view. My grace sufficient is for you. Well, I'll sing one more here. Oh, the night of time soon shall pass away, and the happy golden day will dawn, when the pilgrim's staff shall be laid aside, and the kingly crown put on. We are watching now for the morning light, for the new Jerusalem to come. We are waiting still for the Savior Christ, who will call his children home. Oh, the happy day that shall gild the hills, when the Lord shall come to earth again. Oh, the happy hearts that shall welcome him, when he comes once more to reign. What a joyful time when the earth shall gleam in the light of an eternal day, when the saints shall sing unto Christ their King in their gold and glad array. We are watching now for the morning light, for the new Jerusalem to come. We are waiting still for the Savior Christ, who will call his children home. Well, I've often stated that the book of Hebrews is a great study to understand the atonement. One of the things that most of the Universalist churches don't teach is the efficacy of the atonement. They teach that the atonement is something that is available, and the only way you can take advantage of it is by doing something. But book of Hebrews tells us that he entered in once to the holy place and sat down. It also says that there's no longer a need for bulls and sacrifices, for he is the perfect sacrifice. And so I encourage you, if you get a chance, go through the book of Hebrews, and you'll find it a real blessing. Because it makes it crystal clear that his atonement was effectual for all for whom he died for. He paid a ransom for sin, and we see that same kind of theme running through the 53rd chapter of Isaiah when he says he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities, and by his stripes we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray, we've turned every one to his own way, but the Lord's laid on him the iniquity of us all of his elect. He shall see his seed and shall be satisfied. Well, he says that I'm looking in the 9th chapter of Hebrews, the 12th verse says, neither by the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of a heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctify it to the purifying of the flesh. For if the blood of bulls and goats does that, it says, how much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to God, purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living God. And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. So this atonement was made not just made available, it was made to those which were called. It was made for those which were predestinated unto adoption. It was made for those who were chosen from the foundation of the world. Verse 24, for Christ has not entered into the holy place made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but into heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. That's part of God's mediatorial role, is to appear in heaven for us, for his called ones. He says in verse 28, so Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many, not all, to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. So this morning let us remember that God's atonement is for those for whom he died, those for whom he called, those for whom he foreknew, those for whom he rose again for, and those for whom are justified by his blood. May you have a good day today. God bless.